Working with teams or working the back end or becoming a caster.
Maybe coaching, maybe like streaming. Depends on how I feel, but definitely something related to esports.
Maybe coach, analyst. I would probably try a bit of streaming, but for sure I would continue in the same path.
I'm gonna pretty much do whatever I want. Winning TI has kind of made that happen for me, so we'll see what my next passion might be.
I think I want to like help newer players or perhaps like open a LAN cafe, stuff like this.
Right now, I'm just a player and I don't want to think about it.
Welcome back everyone to ESL One Katowice 2018. Our fourth playoff match is, well, it's 1-1 right now. I can't really say much more than that. It's tied up and we're headed to a game 3 and let's just leave it at that. And also welcome back to the retirement home for players. It is of course our panel.
I thought you were going to go somewhere different with that, so I'm relieved.
Well, you know, you hear what the players want to do when they retire. You guys are already retired and that's what you're doing.
What about Alan?
Well, Alan's kind of semi-retired.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Got him. No, so we missed in all of the post-game IDC low. We missed that. That was actually the second highest GPM ever.
It doesn't count, Alan.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
It freaking counts.
Scrub it from the record. It's a Kuro carry game.
Yo, 803 GPM counts. And that was the only Ice has done better, and he actually did it in a win at Kiev over EG. So yeah.
Which counts.
That counts.
Right?
That counts.
Yeah,
All
that's
right,
when you
enough.
do it properly, right? Not when Kuro's playing Arcord and carry.
Dude, hey, let's chill on the flame with Kuro. Bully fogged some more, okay?
I'm
okay with flaming.
Kuro knows I love him anyway. Let's get into game number 3. Well, presumably we're going to see something more sensible this time.
Yeah, I think game 2, it's like a wash game for them. They're like, we have a 1-game advantage. Let's just, we get to mess around a little bit. Game 3, I think they'll go back to what they did in game 1.
Yeah, and don't misunderstand them. These boys are entertainers. They wanted to have some fun in front of the crowd in Katowice. There was no BM in there. Please don't go there.
Yes.
Dota 2.
I don't think the intent was BM at all. I think
no.
Absolutely not.
Come on.
it was more for their own entertainment.
Absolutely. It's a bit of fun, and it's given Fnatic a chance to come back in. And I'm sure game 3 they're now going to be both focused on winning this one.
I mean,
Absolutely.
I'm honestly, I would be so triggered if anybody even went there. Like, look, what more can you ask from a Liquid team that has taken every event of every game of every event seriously all season long? Like, you got to have a little fun once in a while.
All right. So, the Beast is banned from Liquid. That's all 3 games, I think.
Yep. Probably same bands. Beast, Shadow Shaman, Underlord.
I mean, just for a second thought, the first 4, the Fnatic picked. Do you think they might just want to do that again? I know it's different, and they'll probably have to play different, but that's a very typical Fnatic draft.
It absolutely is. I think they could go for something like that again. I think Liquid, though, they'll pick more accordingly to counter it, because we've seen in the past, if teams do open up with Razor, we've seen that opener that they do. Sure, they can go for the ET, sure they can go for these other heroes, but they've done the ET terribly lots of times when they see it.
And you just, I think, said the key hero for me. That is, if Razor is on the table for first pick for Fnatic, or I think they have to take it, right? They're just too stable around that hero in terms of the lanes that they're able to craft.
I think the ban right there tells it too, right? It's like, okay, now we can give you the Razor. Now there's no Terrorblade for you to counteract our... now there's no Timbersaw for you to counteract our Terrorblade. So,
but again,
they're setting up for it.
You got to be ready. If you pick that Terrorblade, you got to be ready for the Abed Tinker, because that's almost certainly coming.
There are ways around that, though. In the past, they used to run Omni.
Yep.
So, first pick again for Liquid.
Yeah, I think we're going to see right away. If Liquid take the Razor here, I think they're in this for the tryhard.
First pick Meepo.
Wrong team.
Yeah, quite.
No meepos.
Dude,
I know it's a bit cheesy, but I miss Meepo.
Yeah, I am not giving up on my Christmas morning here of Miracle Invoker against Abed Meepo. It's not going to happen, but there's the Razor for Fnatic. Again, you guys said they see the ET as a semi-counter.
I think they can go for the Tusk here too.
Yeah, I'd be okay with Clock too.
Yeah, I think Clock or Tusk. They have really good matches versus the ET.
I like the clock a little better, actually. Just I feel like DJ consistently has an impact on that hero. Extremely aggressive.
The Tide last time?
Yes, it was
Razor
last
Tide
time.
open,
Yeah.
and there you go.
Okay.
Okay,
Doing the same thing. So now they're going to do Terribly. Yeah,
Yeah.
bam.
it's pretty
This is
clear.
what we wanted in the last game.
Yeah, this is...
It is.
We thought that they saw Razor Tide and they're like, okay, we'll just straight up TB. We already have one of the better counters, and then you just second phase ban the Razor or the Tinker.
Tinker, yep.
And you'll feel very comfortable. But
I
of course,
think-
they had different ideas like Hardcore.
Well, I don't know. If you look at how Kuro's been drafting in this tournament, he's very often left something like the Tinker here on the table and just hard counter it with his next 3 picks.
I think you just want to give your Terrorblade the best game possible, though. So I would imagine that
enough.
he would just ban it. Especially when they've got Envy playing his Razor. That's like, it's his best hero, so...
Oh, by far. Yeah, he's getting up there. I think he's like 32 Razor wins now. He's
32.
catching up to Fada.
Yeah. They quick ban the Bane. So
Yeah.
Bane Razor, yeah, the Pi hero.
That's real. Yeah, that's a really good ban. So I think you're looking at Witch Doctor now for Pi, if it's not banned.
Kind of neat how Chen just disappeared between these two teams just now in this. So they take out the bat, and it's an instant ban Brood. Okay, so they did leave the Tinker.
Wonder if Fnatic decided to take it.
They don't want to show it too early, though.
Yeah.
They can afford to wait if they want
Right.
for the 4th pick.
Yeah, I don't think Liquid's going to pick a 3rd. So I'd imagine this would be the Witch Doctor. Maybe even Warlock, actually. Pi's Warlock is sick.
Yeah, it's one of his more played heroes. No, they got the Tusk again. It's just a
Okay,
really good
alright.
matchup versus the ET.
So Bane and Ember left then for the Fnatic.
No Bane. Bane is banned. Yeah.
So what's your Pylite die hero then?
They could go for something like Lion, right?
Yep.
Oh, Lion's sick. I like that suggestion a lot.
Yeah.
Lion would be very good.
That's something that he's played a lot.
Yeah. I was thinking something that's a little less involved. I think it's either Lion or Warlock, depending on which approach they want to take in the game.
You
If they
don't
want to
think
focus
it's-
more on pickoffs and focusing so much on the Terrorblade, or more on just team fights.
What about Rubik? Depending on
I think
what
Rubik's
Liquid's
hard
got.
to... Yeah, I think Rubik's
think
a little hard to play this game.
For Liquid, they could get the Rubik, maybe, but
Yes.
I think for Fnatic, they don't really favor that one so highly, because DJ's going to be playing the Tusk.
Okay, there's good
you
call on the Rubik.
Yeah.
Okay, this is like literally the draft that we said last
This is
game.
what we said last game.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
said, in that order, we said ETTV, and then we said they'll take Rubik because
said
Curl
Rubik.
will have a fun game against the Tidehunter.
Yep.
And this time they do it. Last time they weren't willing to do it. That's how you know they're being a little bit more
Last time
serious.
it was even better Rubik, because he was versus
Yes.
the Bane as well.
Right.
So,
Yeah. But, I mean, obviously they had different...
yes.
They were going to do something fun.
So does Rubik affect the Warlock Lion calculus at all? I don't think so.
Ooh,
First Shadow Demon.
First
Oh,
Shadow Demon of the
I've-
tournament.
I've
We had
wanted to
called
see
that.
this hero.
Yeah.
I actually feel like this hero is sick, especially against when you talk about like TB and you can get the illusions of him so much more easily from the Soul Catcher now, as well as the Disrupt.
His big problem is that he's not a disable, and he's not a big team fight addition for most of the situations.
Leaves just 18 heroes not picked or banned now. We're up to 97.
In only 60 games too.
Yeah,
That's
it's not many games. It's not a TI. It's not that level of amount of games that we normally have at an event like that. It's quite incredible. We might get to the 100, maybe.
all right. So this is MC. If the Fnatic probably need to look into banning Brood with their 5th ban.
It's
now.
banned.
It's banned
Oh,
already.
it's already
yeah.
banned.
Liquid
Okay,
banned,
4th.
yes.
All right, 5th
Liquid
ban.
banned.
Yep.
Yeah, see, with those ears on his hoodie, that would be a meepo.
Oh, MC Nature's Prophet.
That's
That's a
Wow.
big bullier of that safe lane.
it is.
And now this actually, in a way, it strengthens their support duo, because Rubik is always viewed as that bit of a weak laner, but Nature's Prophet always is going to be able to help you out there a lot. And also with Nature's Prophet and Elder Titan, your ulti actually does a very significant amount of damage in team fights.
Okay.
But this is where he wants. This is where he wants to be able to have that presence versus the Razor in laning phase.
So I feel like you, as Fnatic, you think about like banning a Viper. You want to ban like a Matu here that's like strong and self-sufficient in lane.
It's which one do you want to play against? Really, it's going to be Viper or Pugna probably coming out from Matu.
Ooh, Pugna's, I don't know.
You don't like Pugna?
No. Of the two, which do you think you ban? That's what I'm trying to.
They ban the Viper.
Okay, the Viper, yeah.
Because I think the Pugna plays really well with their heroes because then they can group with the Nature's Prophet, benefits a lot from ET, gives them more tower push.
No, my reaction when you said that was more. I think I would ban the. I think I would ban the Pugna over the Viper.
I think the Pugna's a bit scarier.
Yeah.
How's Invoker here for Fnatic?
I think it's really good.
Very nice.
I think that's what they're going to do with the disruption setup.
I think Liquid will either ban the Tinker and the Invoker, and then they'll take the opposite. Whichever one's not banned, Fnatic will grab.
There's a Meepo.
Oh yeah. I mean, Meepo is certainly not pickable here for Fnatic. Oh.
I think the Tinker ban, because you have Nature's Prophet who can punish a lot on the Invoker in the laning phase.
Yeah. They don't mind playing against Tinker too much though. They have picked it into the NP into the Tinker.
It's true.
But I still think it's a good ban against the TB.
Oh, I don't know. I think you can handle the Tinker so easily. You got the Elder Titan Spirit to chase it into the trees. You can ban it though. Yeah, let's just guarantee the TB a good game. Have him win you the game.
Yeah, exactly. They'll ban the Meepo.
Oh, Kuro.
No fun.
I mean,
no fun, Kuro.
Come on, man.
You know what else they might go back for?
I'm surprised they banned the Meepo with Elder Titan too. Elder Titan's quite strong against Meepo, but
you almost always Earth Splitter him.
yeah.
Yes.
And you actually do a.
Yeah, and
it
there's
is
the Pugna. Yeah,
it
that's
had to
scary.
be the Pugna in this game.
Because
with the rest of their picks, it fits so perfectly.
Because now you got to think twice about Invoker too. Because now Invoker gets a lot of his towers taken pretty early.
And also not only just that, playing Invoker into Pugnas, you kill yourself on the Nether Ward.
Exactly. So
you have no escape.
But Tinker's
similar. It's very similar.
Oh man.
So they might actually have to back up here and just go for something like Dragon Knight.
Dragon Knight's good. I guess you could still pick TA for Abed. That's his other big hero, or Ember. Any of those heroes.
Ember's
not
too fun versus Pugna though, in the laning phase.
Ember's too slow too.
Let's pick my boy Storm.
Oh.
You'll lose, but
that is not the thing.
Not a good advert.
You just want to see him lose so he gets buffed.
Yes.
Another game.
Yes.
I would still like something with mobility though, because I think Liquid, their catch is a bit awkward.
Yeah, I still think you can just go TA and try to blow up the Pugna.
The annoying part though is that a lot of the int cores that you would normally take, you're dissuaded from picking because of Pugna.
Yeah, Pugna just makes all their lives miserable.
Yeah.
And they don't want to go too greedy because they can just get pushed down. Pugna, Nature's Prophet can take all the tier 1s so early to make space for TB.
Could still take the Ember. He's the only player to play at this tournament. And it's 2 out of 2.
I feel like they need someone who can hit buildings. That's my concern.
They'll take
Shadow Fiend?
TB. SF is rough against TB though.
I think every hero that I've thought of, okay, it is going to be the Ember.
Good call, Paul.
Well, every hero that I thought of though is rough against at least one player hero on the Liquid side.
It is an elusive carry though.
Yeah, there's not too much catch on the side of Liquid, so they needed something mobile.
I just think this draft is like an advertisement for why overall last pick can be very hard to use, right? Everything that they could have gone for Abed there was countered in some way. So I got to take Liquid.
Okay, let's.
I'll go with Liquid. I think it was a really nice Pugna draft.
Okay, fold.
You putting me on the spot right now, Will?
Dude.
I'm going Liquid as well.
All right,
Yeah, I think the Pugna pick is just synergizes so well with the rest of their heroes.
Okay, all right. Well, all the panel members have gone for Liquid. They did that in the game 1, and they were right then. Will they be right as we head into game number 3? Plenty on the line for this one between Fnatic and Liquid. Let's join our commentary team. Boys, are you ready for this one?
Absolutely.
Ember.
Exactly, that's what I'm looking forward to see, because Liquid, they've sort of gone back to the basics. It's quite clear that Liquid, they're not going to mess around a second time, Cap. This is some serious Dota coming out from them.
We can confirm that everyone is on the roles that they're supposed to be playing. Kuro is going to be on the Rubik, and we do indeed have the Miracle Terrorblade. So I'm going to back up the panel here. I do feel like the draft is in a bit of advantage to Liquid, but I will say that it looks like a lineup that Fnatic are a bit in their comfort zone. They've got some sort of enabler to the Eternal Envy Razor. This time around, it's going to be the Shadow Demon. I think Tusk is a great hero to be running with it as well. Universe on that farming Tidehunter again.
Oh, talking about the Tidehunter, so Uni is going to find the Gush onto GH. They've got the Sharp block as well. GH goes for the Stomp, but there's the Searing Chains, cancelling the Echo Stomp. I've got a nice 4-man telekinesis from Kuro, holding back the rest of the team, and that will actually save GH's life there. That big sort of stunt from the Rubik, making it impossible for the rest of the team to chase down that Elder Titan. So
they didn't get the disruption off from Pylite Eye. That was supposed to be kind of their secondary disable to follow that one up after the Ice Shards block. Unfortunate.
Yeah, I guess couldn't quite close the gap. And as I say, with the stunt, it's causing a little bit too many issues for Pi, so they don't get that first blood. We'll see what sort of lanes come out at both of the sides here. Again, you know, they have this combo, Fnatic, Universe, DJ, this Tusk, Tide. We've seen what it can do before. We may see it do so again. This sort of dual lane can be played very aggressively and can certainly punish that of Liquid.
I feel like Shadow Demon is very similar to Shadow Shaman when it comes to your laning phase. The hero is abused by Furion because both Shadow Demon and Shadow Shaman want to be able to just 1v1 a hero. But here, he's going to have Treants running him, and he has no real defense mechanism against the Treants. On top of that, they don't really have anything to stop this pull either, like, say, a Witch Doctor would. So we're going to have a Furion who's going to have a very early level 2, thanks to this pull. Oh, he actually lost some of the creeps there.
And we'll get the Banish out, but still, with that other Treant out, he will manage to take at least a couple with him. But you're right, you know, they sort of do their job there, Fnatic, making sure that they disrupt the full wave, the whole wave not going the way of mind control on that top lane. So the balance of the lane will still be able to be held by Envy on his Razor.
With GH having to go for the Stomp level 1, their ability to pressure this bottom offlane, this dual offlane, is a lot weaker.
Miracle will put the Metamorphosis as soon as DJ starts to have a bit of a look towards GH. Kuroki trying for the chase down, can't quite find the range for the telekinesis. They won't find the kill. Miracle, though, with that meta up, can do a good job at trying to get those hard denies and make sure that Liquid can keep control of their own safe lane.
And now that they've forced out the Metamorphosis, as long as they don't get caught by the Rubik right now, then they're going to be able to look to be in a very good spot in about 20 seconds or so. They're not going to have the same kind of pressure that they were able to put on the Arc Warden, that's for sure. Terrorblade's a lot tougher hero to be able to take down simply because he starts with such high armor, and you've got a lot of physical damage from both Tide as well as Tusk. But what they will have is survivability, so the Tide is kind of guaranteed to get a good amount of farm in this lane.
Looking towards the mid lane, I guess this was sort of expected, but Abed, he is finding very little against this Matuma Man Pugna. Matuma Man just shoving the lane constantly in onto Abed and making it very hard for this Ember to find the CS, even threatening his life in these situations, as Abed has to play very careful. Is there a chance we'll see Fnatic put any attempt to this, or do they just have to sack Abed's lane at the start?
Definitely want to help Abed out. Yeah. I don't think there's any way they're just going to completely sack him. The Shadow Demon Tusk is a great ganking duo as well.
Abed trying to get aggressive, but the wraparound's there. GH and Kuro turn up into the mid lane. They go for the Stomp. Will manage to find the Sleep, the Blast as well. Abed being brought down low. DJ turns in, tries to help it with the shards. Blocks out a couple, but the Decrepify and Blast will be enough as Matuma Man finds one. Looks towards DJ. Fairy Fire comes out as well as the south. Will save DJ for now. Or will it? The Stomp? Oh, GH, he's found it. Closing the gap, Matuma Man goes in the blast though. Oh, he didn't quite do it in range. Kuro's trying to chase and finish the kill. Will be able to do so with the Fade Bolt. Instantly TP's out as well as soon as the chains has been popped by Abed. So Kuro will be able to chase down and make up for Matuma Man not being able to quite close the gap with that blast, as Liquid overall do get both the kills in that middle lane and are not punished at all.
And the best part is for Liquid is they didn't even bring their Furion in, and that is a constant threat. Every single time you think about Mind Control, Nature's Prophet, for me, it's always the moments where at TI where I saw him make those early rotations into the mid lane in the first 5 minutes, whether it was picking off a courier or assisting in a support gank. So they were managed to get an easy fight, and they still could have brought in that extra hero. That for me just says Fnatic is going to be in some big trouble when it comes to this laning phase at mid.
I mean, looking at this as well, each Decrepify, Matuma Man, you know, just locking Abed down, taking away like 3 denies each and every time he pops the Decrep. Very, very good on this hero, Matuma, and he is certainly showing it with that lane domination against the Ember Spirit. Top lane Liquid, Maybe seeing if they can find a play. GH and Kuro looking to put pressure onto Envy and Pi. Keeping the wave relatively close to their tower though, and Envy and Pi are playing pretty safe here, hugging the tier 1 tower.
So DJ is chilling out in bottom lane, but I hope he's just trying to secure bounty runes as well as the lane rune, because I don't think he can really do anything against Miracle at bottom. I think he just leaves Universe alone, and he helps out mid and top as much as possible. He tries to match the support rotations from Liquid. This is Liquid's bread and butter in many ways, is being able to get these sort of lane wins in a 1v1 situation for all their cores and allow their supports as a duo to move around and make big plays.
I bet at least with this double damage, we'll be able to find some easy CS as he looks to try and close that gap onto Tumba. And as you say, with that backup of DJ, he'll feel a little more confident in doing so. Liquid support still sat up towards the top, trying to look for an opening to get in onto Envy, because Envy getting very good farm at the moment, 24 and 12 on this safe lane Razor. The same, of course, to be said for Miracle down on the bottom lane.
This is a classic, the Eternal Envy early rotation at 5 minutes in.
And they've got the gap closer. DJ straight in with the snowball. They're on top of Miracle. Miracle has got backup incoming. Is it enough to buy time for Miracle to get out of there? They're going for the stomp, but it's not quite soon enough. Miracle will fall. And as you say, these movements, Envy only level 4, sees an opportunity, makes the call, the team make the move, and they get a huge kill out of it. Maybe even more. They're looking towards Kuroki, they've got the snowball chase down. They'll get a second. GH does find the stomp, but it's just a stomp and an attempt to get out of there. He does not want to be a part of this. So perfect rotation from Fnatic.
I think it's a really cool idea. Fnatic have done this so many times in their games, and the thing is they rarely lose out in golden experience because they have Pylai Dai, who will always be the sacrificial lamb, kind of sitting by the tower and making sure it doesn't get pushed, and they can also rotate Universe right after the gank. Now, it looks like they want to commit to taking this tower because that's, again, another classic Eternal Envy.
And they're going in onto Miracle again. The snowball comes through, the stomp will hold back both of them. They get a good duration off on the static link, but indeed without any further control, Miracle will keep himself safe.
You know Eternal Envy, he's that kind of guy who wants to abuse the timing of a 5-minute siege wagon push. And that's exactly what happens here, right? He makes the rotation, they get a couple of kills, and then with 2 cores in one lane, they
look at these sharp blocks again. He finds GH as he was trying for the runaway, and Fnatic, they'll find another kill. Arbed able to get himself involved. They are making some smart moves here, Fnatic.
They certainly are, and they're actually not going to TP Universe up to top lane. He's going to walk up there. So for me, that says he wants to be able to make sure his TP is off cooldown in case he's needed for a fight at bottom lane or mid when his Ravage is up.
Mid Tumba would be quite happy to amp up the pressure as there's an Arcane Rune in his bottle ready to go. So he can keep the Nether Blast spam up very high. Lane. A bit of setup here. Instantly, 2 TPs coming through though. They're here to back up Arbed. Arbed tries for the chains. Will only get it onto the creep and the siege creep. Fnatic, they have got the snowball in. Tumba tries for the life drain, but they're coming again. DJ in the right place at the right time. They've got the banish as well to cancel off the echo stop. Fnatic surround GH. They're going to be able to get both out of this. These rotations just don't stop.
Fnatic always making sure, and I felt like this is actually a flavor going all the way back to Team NP. Fnatic is willing to make those kind of defensive rotations in mass to protect their cores.
They really are. 5 for 2 in the game now. DJ, of course, the man to watch. 1, 1, and 4 involved in all 5 of these kills. Down to his sort of catches and his plays. As we know, this man, one of the best on Tuscan. We're certainly seeing it here in this all-important game being played by these two to secure a large amount of the Dota Pro circuit points.
Pylai Dai with the early level 6.
See, top, mind control. Instantly out of there with the static link. Yeah, eyes on Pi to see if he finds a chance to get anything with that up mid lane. Arbed, pressure being put onto him. He's being forced right back. Just have the Remnant out for the quick return, but no TP to make the quick escape. So we'll have to go for the walk back to base.
I'm still surprised that they're just leaving Pi up here because I thought with this level 6 it would finally make him sort of an action hero. They would bring this Shadow Demon in, especially against the Pugna, where they have that big burst of magic damage and the ability to get rid of the Decrepify. But he's still chilling out here. He's now picked up his level 7, so he's got maxed out Shadow Poison. He's been stacking up the hard camp I'm guessing for Tidehunter to farm, though it could be him. Maybe Pilot Die is just going to get a ton of farm in this game.
As you say, so far he's getting a ton of XP. Mind Control's up there, but Liquid, of course, not really wanting to put too many resources in trying to harass out a Shadow Demon. Bottom lane.
Oh, he got caught. Completely surrounded by treants.
Oh, okay. He's actually blocked in. All right, that's one way to do it, Mind Control says. He'll do it on his own. He doesn't need any sort of rotation to help put pressure onto a Shadow Demon. Quick block. Highlight Eye, stuck inside his own jail. 9.5 minutes.
I mean, just think about this. It's been pretty much 4.5 minutes where Eternal Envy hasn't had a true lane of his own. He just keeps on bouncing back and forth, and he's going to go to mid here to try and help out Abed.
And he's trying for the TP out, but Man not going to make it. Abed quick with the burst from the Remnants. Another kill here. As that sort of opening lane that we saw where Man had the edge, it is still giving him that net worth advantage, about 500 between the two of them. But if they continue to play like this, get Abed set up for some action, that gap will surely close. The top lane Mind Control getting away with a heavy push. TPs are coming in. Envy looking for the wraparound. DJ's going to be there to try and cancel any sort of TP. He's got the shards. Instantly out. Won't quite contain Mind Control, but they have the vision for the snowball chase down, closing the gap. Stun connects. Fnatic may have lost a tower, but they will set up for Envy to get another kill.
GH is in an interesting position with this Invis rune.
Who else have we got? We've got Kuro, and we do have Man coming back to the lane, but Abed instantly out with a Remnant. He's away from the lane. Pilot Die still hanging around. GH scouting things out, checking the situation. Spines Abed back towards the neutrals.
Universe is looking on pretty good time here for his mech, so not opting for the pipe this time around. He's facing up against the Pugna, and especially an Elder Titan as well. It would be nice to have that extra magic resistance, but he's also got to think about armor against a Terrorblade and a Furion.
Abed build-wise, of course, going straight for the boss rush. The grab back, though, quick Remnant away from the blast, keeps him safe. This is about 600 towards that boosted travel recipe. Bottom lane, Universe starting to step up the harassment onto GH. Miracle is there, though, as well, so hard for Universe to get too aggressive onto this support Elder Titan as much as he would like to.
Fnatic have really great spam. They have abilities to be able to push out waves and defend towers thanks to the fact that they've got Shadow Demon, who's probably one of the best independent supports to push out waves next to Winter Wyvern. Splinter Blast and Shadow Poison, very similar in that regard. They've also got the Razor Blast as well as the Tusk Shards from a long distance. So it is going to be difficult for Liquid to just straight up go, all right, we're just going to, four-man push into this tower. They're always going to have to be a little bit sneakier, find initiations where they get pickoffs before they take these towers, or outmaneuver Fnatic thanks to the split push of the Furion.
Uncontrolled. Tanking a couple of towers there. They do have vision on him, DJ. Maybe going to see if we can find the gap closer. Mind Control pretty speedy with those phase boots.
It's deep.
And yeah, with the Shadow Blade as well, very unlikely to catch him. In fact, Envy just gets caught and blown up. DJ is well in trouble as he comes back in. Mind Control finds the Sprout. DJ's got some time with the snowball, but GH, he had perfectly had the setup there as DJ rolled into the own Earth Splitter at GH. The setup made by the Tusk. Unfortunately for Fnatic, as they will lose both heroes. Miracle now in position with the Metamorphosis. He can look to take this tier 1 tower.
For life of me, I'm not sure what Eternal Envy thought he was going to be able to accomplish there. There's definitely no way he was going to be able to catch up with that hero. He was putting himself super deep on the side of Liquid's map, and there wasn't really any heroes showing elsewhere. You have this bottom lane that was kind of pushing in. There wasn't really anybody defending that. Miracle's been hovering around this mid area constantly, playing off of the neutrals, the very safe camps, while simultaneously putting pressure on mid. He had to know that there was a very risky maneuver to ever cross over the river that deep with no backup.
Never refuse gold given.
As we see there as well, Pilot Die definitely being given way more space than he normally gets on this SD.
Yeah, this is not your classic go in and die.
He's got levels, he's got the Quelling Blade as well, help his team if they do get sprouted.
He's an integral member of the ability to push against these tower pushes that's coming out from Liquid. He can always hit back thanks to the Shadow Poison, but they need to actually get this mid-tier 1 tower, I think, if you're Fnatic.
Fnatic are moving around as a unit with this smoke. Envy, Universe, and DJ on the prowl for some action. Got their eyes on mind control down bottom. The smoke dispels. They close the tree gap. Have they got detection? Yes, they have. Dust is out. Shard blocked through. No Sprout will save you, mind control. As Fnatic take the kill. They did search to see if anyone else TP'd in, as there was a TP coming through, but it did get cancelled. Fnatic straight up with the TP. Back to their own job.
What is this? This is a super fast play. A double TP and then straight over just a cut. Straight through the jungle because they know they're going to find somebody. Liquid thinking they're comfortable to being able to push out this top lane after so many heroes showed.
And there we have it. That fast pace secures them a second. Straight up to Kuro. Fnatic speeding up the tempo this game.
I love plays like that because it shows a strong understanding of the psychology of Dota 2, where you show a bunch of heroes bottom lane, you know Liquid's going to feel comfortable pushing out top like that.
Mid lane, Abed trying to go in for the kill, look for the Remnant Burst, the Sprout's out, jump out once more. He really wants this GH kill. With the Flame Guard burn, he should find it, jumps forward. The Infused Raindrop buying some safety, but not enough. Abed gets the kill,
and they
gets
found
out
the
of there.
Pukka.
They do, they're surrounding Matuma. The Snowball comes in as well as the defensive disruption, keeping MV safe. It's now 11-5. Fnatic, they're very good at finding these kills. These movements across the map really just goes to show the improvements that Fnatic have made over the past few months. These are some really smart plays.
Yeah, and these are the kind of plays that they have to make. They know Liquid's going to be playing. There's Furion on one side, Pugna on the other. Split push, split push, split push to buy time for Miracle's Terror play to farm up in this mid area.
Now, this is the thing you've got to know. Absolutely. Look at the net worth. It may be 11-5, but net worth is even. The cause of Liquid not suffering too much in farm despite these plays being made by Fnatic.
Yeah, Terrorblade's still, at the end of the day, he's the hero that's going to win this game if it goes late. So they have to be worried. They may be, catching some of these side cores and everything, but they need to either be taking objectives or they need to be able to make those kind of smoke rotations through in that mid lane area and find Miracle and shut him down.
Top lane Fnatic. Looking for objectives now. GH trying to slow it down with the stomp. DJ's already sweeping around on the side, looking for an opening. Envy charging in straight away, but look at the blast. Envy, he's just gonna die. The magical burst way too much for Envy to just walk in like that. As now Fnatic, without their Razor, they just have to get out of this one. They do not want to be sticking around.
Oh, nice shards. Kuro stole it and blocked off Tusk.
See, as this Tusk tries his best as he snowballs across, but indeed, as you say, nice attempt there to push himself away with the shards, but it won't save him. They end up losing 3 heroes off the back of that play. And I think if you're Fnatic, you're saying, right, let's not do that again until Envy has his BKB. Because every time they lead him with the Razor, that's going to happen. He just gets absolutely blown up.
Oh, man. Liquid just found such a beautiful opening. That was just 1 kill turned to 3, plus a double damage on Miracle. Now means Roshan as well. This game was going so well for Fnatic. I mean, they were at least keeping it really competitive. To be fair to Eternal Envy, though, that was not the same boneheaded maneuver that he made earlier. That time around, he gets caught. Oh, okay. What about the Aegis?
Grab the Aegis, boys.
Can't forget that present.
Miracle will go back and get it.
He thinks that he can make that play because he should have Shadow Demon with Disruption behind him, as well as the Tusk Snowball. But Tusk actually got grabbed by the Telekinesis, and Pilot Die was a little bit too far back to be able to get the Disruption save against the Drain.
Fnatic, we'll see if they can catch out Mind Control. Mind Control with that Shadow play, pretty hard to keep tabs off.
Especially when you've been slowed down by the Ghost. Pilot Die might have actually been in range of a really long-range Dust, but random neutral creep slows him down.
So what do you expect the game plan is for Fnatic now? Is it just a case of getting those next core items, the BKB on the Razor? They have nearly got that Blink Dagger on Universe, so this also going to be something that helps out the fight?
It's kind of the same game plan for Fnatic, where they want to be able to, go back and forth and be able to catch these split pushing cores, but Liquid are occasionally going to fight. As you can see here, this is a cool trap they've set up, but Pilot 9 knows. At least he seems to. He just threw some Shadow Poison out there on the sides.
Liquid straight away will TP the majority of their side out of that top lane.
When you've seen nobody show up from this laning ward that they have, like nobody's actually retreated back through the lane, you're like, they've still got to be here, or else they TP'd out, and that would just be kind of weird. Finally, Liquid realizing that their trap was discovered, they back out. BKB for Eternal Envy is definitely very important, as you noted, as is the initiation item for Universe, but that is now being picked up.
And look at the way that Arbed's changing up his build as well. He did have the Radiance queued up, but now he's actually going for that second major item with the BKB on the Ember Spirit, which that's not really always the dream on the Ember. You don't want to be having to get that BKB second, but I guess this game, Abed just feels he has to.
Yeah, if he's keeping track of Mind Control's farm, and he sees already one Oblivion staff, and he's going, oh, geez. If I actually get this Radiance, every single time I'm going to show on the map, I'm in danger of being Shadowblade Orchided and just dying.
So we will see the money for that BKB here now, and he does indeed, of course, commit to it. That's the BKB out.
It also means that Fnatic are just going to have to force things a lot more. If they have to like utilize this BKB as a weapon, just as sort of a blunt force weapon to beat down Liquid at these team fights. BKB is kind of like the ultimate team fight item in many ways.
And Universe, after the blink, will go back to finish off that pipe. Well, he's built it up as such as he, of course, doesn't have the hood yet. All this time going on though, Terrorblade, Miracle continues to farm. Top net worth at the moment. With that Manta style complete, along with the Dragon Lance, he's going to be getting bigger and bigger. Top lane Mind Control, starting to find these pickoffs now. It's very hard for Fnatic to come out on the map one by one.
Bit of a mistake there from TJ. He's either got to have a Quelling Blade out, a TP in his inventory, which he had in his backpack, or he's got to keep that Snowball off cooldown. I know he wants to be able to use it to quickly farm these waves, but you got to make sure you have some sort of escape mechanism against this Furion, especially now that he's got the Orchid complete.
Yeah, it's just a scary moment for Fnatic, but as you say, because there is that BKB on the Ember, Abed will be a little less scared of sort of that opener, but at the same time, each time it's going to be forcing out BKB charges relatively early on. Top lane Pi, in trouble. It's been Decrep slowed the life drain, not quite enough, but the stolen snowball used to close the gap to allow Kuro to go for the Fate Bolt will find the kill for them. Kuro gets himself out of there as well, as Fnatic are unable to get a grab onto them. Liquid now with the space to take this tier 2 tower. They're keeping the pressure high. The net worth lead slowly beginning to build up more and more for Liquid as they now maintain this advantage at a 4 to 5k lead.
This is not the way Fnatic wanted things to be going at all. They picked up this BKB. If they were just going to be split pushing all the time with the Ember Spirit, a Linken's would do you just as good. But they wanted to have that teamfight aspect, yet they're still being beat out by Liquid because they're getting initiated on. They're actually getting kind of broken apart here. So we need to be able to see that 5-man of Fnatic finally connect with a real team fight that they're initiating in. They're getting that big blink in, ravage, blow up a hero.
I mean, as we can see as well, obviously with the Ember Spirit, they can sort of hold the fort and continue to push outside lanes. But the same to be said, of course, for Mind Control. So
yeah, he's just like, Abed's just barely dealing with the Furion and the Terrorblade's push. He can only keep one wave in, the two on the side of Liquid, they're always keeping 2 lanes pushed in. So Abed can't fully rectify this problem that is currently happening.
Pretty impossible for Fnatic to hold onto these tier 2s. With this insane push between the Terrorblade, the Pugna, the Nature's Prophet. Lots of ways to very easily seize towers. They do have the disruption setup. They're trying to make a go onto Miracle. Miracle turns, gets the Sunder up, is back to pretty much full health. They'll continue to try and chase. The second charge does not trap Miracle. They'll move in with the Remnants. Abed pots the BKB, trying to find kills out of this. They've turned onto Universe, though the stolen snowball from Kuro comes in. They bring down the tide. Miracle's still alive, but now Abed desperately looking to chase this. They will lose Matuma Man. They will find the kill onto Miracle. Kuro's also surrounded. Fnatic do manage to come out on top. They get 4 kills. They only use Universe. Abed, will he go down? He's been silenced. He has not got his BKB, of course, and he will burn. So Mind Control at least able to pick up a second off the back of it. But overall there, Fnatic actually able to run down Liquid and get away with it.
A big reason all being the fact that they knew the Aegis timing. It's why they were being run over before. They really didn't want to fight into the Aegis. Finally, they do connect with the team fight right as the Aegis is going to be expiring. Really smart play from Fnatic. Just going all in on that Terrorblade and not giving him the space to be able to get the regen when the Aegis expires.
That was a crucial fight for Fnatic. Unfortunate for them that they do lose Abed at the end, but as you say, overall, these sort of signs of action certainly showing good things for Fnatic in this situation.
They just have to make sure that the next team fight, Abed doesn't actually die. Like, you had to deal with kind of an Aegis threat in that team fight, so it was still okay. But Ember Spirit, Razor, these heroes cannot slow down when it comes to their farm, especially against the ever-looming threat of the late-game Terrorblade, who's got his Manta and is soon going to have his Hurricane Pike.
Now going to see multiple Blink Daggers being picked up here for Fnatic. DJ grabs his. We have got one queued up at the moment by Abed. Let's see if he does buy it as he gets back in. Looks like he's still... there we go. Does decide to invest. So they have a lot of jump, a lot of chase on the lineup of Fnatic with 3 of their cores with Blink Daggers ready to go.
He's going to try and just get to that back line. See if he can threaten the Pugna. Maybe get on top of that Furion as well.
This is the big one. Look at this, they've jumped in. Miracle is pretty alone here. They've managed to find the Terrorblade straight in, bursting him down before any chance of a turnaround Sunder. Big pickoffs here for Fnatic.
Oh, no, the double damage steal.
Oh, Abed, he's got his eyes on GH. He'll walk out of range, jump back in immediately. And GH will fall as well. They know that Kuro's in the neighborhood. Can they chase this down, Abed? You know he wants to go for this. He's got the slight change, grabs Kuro on the side of it. They've got the shards as well. DJ with his eyes onto Kuro. Abed has the blink up, ready to join back in, and finds himself the triple kill. Abed's Ember Spirit now 8-2-3.
But look what Mind Control just did.
Oh, he's
forcing
gone for the
TP's back.
Oh, they've got him though. The dust, Abed moves in. He's been silenced, but Abed will just stand there with the flame guard tick down. He gets the ultra kill. This Ember Spirit, a hero that in the past has been proven very difficult to play in this current meta, is getting a lot done. The build going defensively at the start, the BKB, and that blink pickup. We're seeing a lot of great ways for it to be used. The chase down, also the way that Abed can just back off every time he sees an Echo Stomp and then immediately reinitiate after the stomp's gone down. He's dancing around the side of Liquid, and Abed's pulling out the big guns for this one.
DJ and Pylai die. This is actually a very potent duo against many cores. Disruption, Soul Catcher, plus the Purge.
Look at this again. They've found Miracle. They've got the setup. Abed and Universe there as well. Miracle tries to force himself away, but he's stuck in the tree. Oh, no, the shards! They pushed him up. Still though, DJ will blink forward. Miracle gets the Sunder off though. They go for the Snowball, the Ravage. It does manage to tickle Miracle on the edge of it, but they're forcing him back again. Abed trying to chase. He'll get the chains on 2. They're surrounding Miracle. They'll take him down, but Tumba with the self-decrepify, trying to run away. But the magic damage is too much. Fnatic, they get 2. They look towards Kuro. Kuro pops the stick charges, has the counter Ravage, but the Snowball's out in time. DJ will be able to enable Fnatic to close the gap, get 3, and Fnatic, they're outplaying Liquid here.
They certainly are. This build from the Ember Spirit is in a great example.
Absolutely.
Of just not being greedy, right? He says the Radiance is far too greedy. I'm going to pick up these other team fight items.
Trying for that TPO. Is it going to be enough?
Might pop? No, he's good.
Infused range drop as well. I don't know if he already had that or he brought it in base, but either way, saved his life there. DJ will be fine. Now, this is really quite incredible to see this Abed. Abed, ooh. He sensed it. They scanned it out. Mind Control will still get out of there.
That was so cool, and sadly, he's not netted with the kill. But still, forces the Furion back. That just means less time where he's split pushing. They're also getting some itemization here to deal with the Furion split push. The Razor is getting a very unorthodox build in Mjolnir.
Top lane Pi, they have gone a little bit too far and indeed will die there to the Nature's Wrath of Mind Control. So Liquid able to secure Miracle a bit of involvement in the kill, and there is that big item. Indeed, 27 minutes and the Hex is out. A lot of control from Mind Control. If he can get in before that BKB's out, this Ember Spirit will die relatively easily. As you said though, there is a couple of save mechanisms from Fnatic. They've got lots of ways, as long as Abed isn't out on his own, to buy him time, even if he does get hexed.
Yeah, and that's why Fnatic, they don't want to be left in this split push game, because every second they're dealing with a split push, it's just an opportunity for Liquid to get a pick off. They want to be able to continue to get these big team fights where they're blinking over the BKB, and then that Scythe of Ice means nothing against that Magic immunity. They don't want to be the ones initiated on and being picked off. So push out the waves, see if they can get a little bit of map control, and then go for those smoke push out, see if you can catch someone on Liquid.
Absolutely. See if they can get that surprise play with that newly found Hex. Envy, the one up here at the moment. We'll see how far he comes. Is he going to push with the wave he is? He's coming out of the base here, Envy.
He does have BKB, so it's not going to be that easy for them to be able to burst him down, especially since they don't have the blink on the Rubik. So they think otherwise of it. Liquids are not going to go for that pick.
Then Fnatic with their own smoke. The Remnant did pass across though, so... And a few pings did come through from Liquid, so they may certainly be aware here of Fnatic's movement. So unlikely to be caught out by this. Liquid, as you can see, the majority of them grouped up, heading back and sticking themselves far away from Fnatic here.
They thought they finally found something. Not the case, though. Just a Terrorblade illusion. They are doing a pretty decent job. Shadow Demon is always trying to use these Terrorblade illusions that he's trying to throw down lane. He's trying to counteract that by disrupting and Shadow poisoning the wave, so he gets illusions his own.
Arbed closing in on that Radiance. So talking about getting illusions of their own, obviously Arbed just to be a little worried about the reflection coming through and Liquid getting that Radiance.
Oh no, he popped forward.
Mind control. It's only mind control and Kuroki. Do they feel like they have the damage? Oh, it certainly looks like they do with the Orchid. It should be enough. No, Arbed. Oh, he's out. The BKB just in time after the Hex wears off, protecting him from that soul burn. Arbed will survive. You can see the sort of the hesitation for Liquid, as I think they knew themselves that it was going to always be a kill, whether or not they get it on the very edge, and they didn't quite have the damage and control to do so.
Yeah, the Soul Burn takes 5 seconds to be able to go off. Scythe only controlling a hero for 3.5 seconds, and then Telekinesis only for another 1.75. So you have to make sure you perfectly overlap those two abilities to make sure that Soul Burn actually goes off and gets the damage in before he pops BKB and just cancels it.
Looks like we'll get to see that again here, as you say.
It's also the Flame Shield. I'm not sure if that actually goes off. No, he definitely got BKB off before it ticked.
So Arbed there, quick with the fingers, as we say, playing at his best here on the Ember Spirit, one of his heroes that we do love to see him on that can be ever so flashy. And he is showing us this game, and that, one more creep or such, and he will have that completed Radiance on the Ember Spirit.
All right, feeling like it's go time.
It really does. 30 minutes here, Arbed hitting perfect item timings on the Ember. Radiance, BKB, bots, and Blink Dagger. He's going to be feeling pretty invincible, particularly, as we say, when he's fighting with his team.
The one sad part is that Universe has fallen behind in farm by a lot. He's only sitting at the 10K marker. Still trying to finish up Guardian Greaves. He also would love to be able to have Pipe. But for now, Blink Dagger and Force Staff are good enough to be able to win you a fight.
And they go down the middle lane. Envy holding the front lines, as they will claim this tier 1 tower without any sort of answer from Liquid. Liquid being very careful how they fight into Fnatic's lineup now. The Fnatic have all the tools that they do. The sort of head-on engagement of a 5v5 still a little tricky for Liquid to take.
Arbed, we're going to see him do this time and time again. He's going to try and stifle some of these pushes by making a double Remnant play, where he has a Remnant where he's at with his team. He TPs to one of the side lanes, and then he does a Remnant Sleight of Fist play. So he gets the explosion of his Remnant, as well as the Sleight of Fist damage on the Radiance, and then it bounces back to where his team is. So there's a very, very small window for that Furion to be able to get the Scythe of Ice, unless he's already set up and spam clicking right on top of where the Ember Spirit is TPing in. He won't really have a chance to get it all. So Arbed is trying to minimize those opportunities for Liquid to get that pick off. And there's a 4-man smoke.
See what they can find. The majority of Arbed's damage will be negated by the Miracle Terrorblade, but Kuroki, he has nothing to protect himself against that. A poor old innocent Rubik caught out alone. Fnatic find themselves a free support kill.
My question is, what do they get out of this? Because it was only a Rubik. It doesn't look like they just don't really have a Roche-taking team. That's a huge problem for them. Whenever you have the kind of tempo controlling team that wants to be able to end it before it goes too late, being able to take Roshan is a huge advantage. And it is not something that Fnatic really been able to do at all. In fact, Liquid was the one who took the first Roshan.
Just constantly sweeping their half of the map, looking for anybody pushing out that top lane, but as it has been Miracle, mind control, when they do so, they're playing it very carefully. As I say, Miracle with his own BKB, very hard to catch out now.
Look at Liquid even denying him that opportunity to just quickly take that off-lane tower. Fnatic are going to try and do it safely with the disruption. But still, the fact that at 33 minutes in, Liquid still have all of their tier 2s up and a refresh glyph. I'm going to feel great if I'm Liquid. I'm feeling like, all right, Miracle, he's getting close to a point where he's going to carry this game, and I don't think they can. Fnatic's going to be able to end this.
Oh, look at this. Miracle shoves himself forward, looks towards Pylai. Pylai tries for the force out, but TP's are coming in. There's the Ravage from Universe. Does manage to catch on 3. You've got the Remnants coming in from Arbet. They've got the control on Miracle. Miracle can't react. Miracle's down for 75 seconds. They surround Mind Control. He goes for the BKB play, but Envy beats him down with the physical damage. Gets the triple kill. A perfect jump from Universe into perfect control from DJ. The Ravage, the Walrus Punch, the chains. Miracle, he couldn't get his BKB off, and he just dies in the midst of the fight. 3 down, Fnatic move into the pit. They're continuing to do it, Cap.
Oh, and that was the first time that they brought the Terrorblade to an engagement. The first time that they thought, we're going to try and be offensive here. We're going to try and get a pick off with the Terrorblade leading the way, and they are instantly punished. As a result, Fnatic will be able to get a very critical objective for them. Aegis and Cheese. Cheese on the Razor makes him so much tankier. He could just kind of run in there, and an Aegis for that Ember Spirit means the pick-off opportunities for Liquid just closed a little bit more. Or maybe it's the other way around. He actually is the one picking up the Cheese. Swap rune? Yeah. Cheese definitely on the Razor.
Oh, but
Aegis for Ember Spirit.
You see, I think they did get with the kill on the Roshan.
Oh, they
with
did?
the Astral.
Oh.
Yeah, I believe the Astral got the kill.
GH.
So GH to secure a bit of money there for Liquid's side, of course, getting that Roshan kill.
I believe that's what you would call, Owen, a cheeky boger.
Yeah, we've seen that a few times, I felt. I can't remember if it was GH who did it before. Someone else did it with an Astral.
Oh, look at this setup at bottom lane. They're going to try and take out the Aegis. Oh,
he's out.
But they spooked him.
He did. He gets himself out before that Hex gets knocked down onto his head. Arbet's out of there.
So now Fnatic, good positioning, map control. Oh, no!
Look at Miracle, but this time Miracle gets the BKB off.
I mean, that's fine. They forced the BKB.
And look at this wraparound Envy. He's just going in with the Eye of the Storm, but the Nature's Wrath, the magical burst, Envy's gone. They'll lose his life. Look how low this Ember Spirit's falling. They'll force him away. DJ has the snowball, buying himself some time with the BKBs. Liquid looking to move forward. DJ gets the blink off in time. The Spirit Vessel as well, healing him up. GH trying to hunt him down with the Astral. Mind Control comes in with the TP. DJ goes for the TP out, will not make it. The Stomp from GH finishes him off. Liquid will take the fight. Despite the fact that Fnatic had this Aegis on Arbet, they can still come out on top, Liquid.
You know, Owen, I was trying to tell you, it's okay. BKB used. That's great for Fnatic. Just back out. They don't have Ravage. And then Eternal Envy interrupted me and just ran in. He was assuming that because they had Aegis, because they had Cheese, they were still stronger, even without the Ravage. But some good crowd control there from Liquid. They just CC'd him down, made sure he couldn't use the Cheese. And honestly, I don't think the team would have been in a great position to take that fight, even if he did get the chase off. I think it's just safer in many of these situations just to wait for the Ravage. You still have plenty of time to make use of this Aegis anyway. And luckily for Fnatic, they didn't use anything big. So they'll still be able to maintain that aggressive control that they were looking at earlier, but can't afford too many more of those mistakes.
Arbet's still keeping himself ahead though. Picks up the Lincoln Sphere. He's got the level 25, that minus 25 charge time on the Remnant, so
it's
a lot
great for
easier
him.
for him to keep it around the map.
But honestly, he's beginning to top out. He's level 25, right? He is running out of item slots. There's not much else you're going to be able to do with this Ember Spirit. And Razor, well, Razor is a mid-game hero. He can scale into late game. He can do all right for himself. But again, I don't think he's going to be beating out this Terrorblade.
I'm looking at Arbet's build. He's got what the Lotus Sword picked up. Is he actually going to do that? Because in that case, he only really has one offensive item, and that is the most defensive Ember build I've ever seen, having Blink, Lincoln's, Lotus, and BKB. I guess he's terrified. We'll see if he does finish it off, but it will be a bit of a different approach from Arbet.
I mean, I think he just has to focus on survivability and just play out these fights with his burst between the Remnants as well as the Radiants. He's got to dance in and out and make sure that he's never locked down. The moment they get a disable on him, he's dead.
And I guess they've got Envy as the hard right clicker, as we can see now with the Butterfly completely on top of the Mjolnir. Envy going full in on the damage on his own build.
Yeah, Envy is really doing a great job because of that Mjolnir. He's been keeping pace, thanks to the Furion, always shoving in waves. He is not too far behind the Furion as well as the Terrorblade. So he's going to be a very relevant core for the next, easily 10, 15 minutes.
Red lane trying to jump in onto Miracle.
See if they could just force out a BKB usage, but Miracle is not that scared.
Still a very close game between these two sides. Bigger items coming out there for Mind Control. Full out Bloodthorn. Whoever gets Hexed Bloodthorn will be very scared, as they will surely melt in the front of any sort of fight. Miracle eyes on DJ. No interest of going in on his own though, of course. DJ will actually go for the sharp play. Quick pings out there, so they'll be aware that there's a ward down. Abed does manage to close the gap onto this Rubik. Kuro tries to turn around, has got the stick charges, and Kuro will be alive for now. Abed really wants to chase him with the sleight of fist, gets it. That's a gem on the deck. Matuma Man trying to turn with a burst, and will be able to burst through the Aegis. Envy pops the BKB, swallows the cheese. They have the Warriors Punch controlling Matuma Man. He's trying to take it. There's the Ravage coming through for Universe. Fnatic just move in. BKB's now out from Mind Control and Miracle, but they've lost 2 on Liquid. Can Miracle turn this? The Hex is down onto Abed. Miracle standing strong. Envy falling low. DJ pops as well. They've lost 3 on Fnatic. They're going to lose Universe as well. Liquid, this time with the BKBs, able to turn around. Pylai Die will escape. But the BKB timing is coming out perfectly, and once again proving how hard it is for Fnatic to keep the fight going once those BKBs are on.
It's amazing. This is, again, a fight that Fnatic could have been able to walk away from in just a small little pick-off on a Rubik. All right, cool. Happy with it. But then they try and keep forcing it, and it just ends up getting messy. It wasn't that clean execution they were really looking for. The BKBs go off from the side of Liquid. They also do a really good job focusing on this Ember Spirit.
Mind Control. Mind Control's walking into the base for the kill. But that, I mean, sure, Abed had to buy back, but they secured themselves the courier, Abed. So the gem, Abed actually jumping in, holding them back from this.
Okay, Abed's got to outplay this. If he's going to challenge Miracle, who does have Sunder up.
Look, he's going in with the bots, with his Abed. Still starting to dance around with the but all in all, I mean, sure, Abed had to buy back. Oh, is he going to be able to get any of these? Miracle gets out. GH, though, goes for the stomp, but Abed is going to give him the slow but sure rundown. GH will grab the bouncy rune, but Abed gets the kill. So, sure, Abed has to buy back, but he stops the racks going down. He punishes Mind Control for diving for a very aggressive kill, and he manages to get that gem back off Mind Control.
But think about that last fight that happened, where Fnatic lost. They got focused down. They lost the Aegis from the Dagon verse of the Pugna, and then they managed to get a sight onto the Ember Spirit, and he just instantly dies. Right? So if they can kill him twice that easily, now Liquid only need to kill him once with a buyback gone. And we've seen how Terrorblades can just demolish the bases. Fnatic, they're done. They can afford no more mistakes. They have to play this game completely clean, completely perfect if they want to be able to close out against Liquid.
And that's why I like as well what Abed's changed his item for. It is going to be another defensive item, but he's going for the Eon Disc now instead of the Lotus Orb. Universe, as you can see on the Tide, he's going for the Lotus Orb himself. I don't know if they necessarily need to, so having the Eon Disc on the Ember is certainly going to do more in making him that sort of unkillable target that can dance around to the front. On the side, Universe bursted here by Matuma Man. Abed is on the side of it, looking for some sort of initiation with the Sleight of Fist onto Kuro. Pylai Die falling very low to the Nature's Wrath, has to go for the defensive disruption as Fnatic will keep the members alive. Abed still did play around on the front, did remnant himself back up to top lane.
Jesus, Universe, because he doesn't have that pipe, is actually very susceptible to this burst damage that's coming from the Pugna. He feels a bit pressured at times when he tries to go into these fights. He's trying to be the one to go for the Lotus Orb, to try and prevent the Scythe of Ice lockdown against the Ember Spirit.
And Miracle's got that MKB done as well. So this Terrorblade getting close to reaching sort of full force on the front of these fights. There's a double damage here as well. A DJ will be able to take that. Make sure the Miracle doesn't get his hands on. And that's a pretty good job that Miracle does. As the next fight, if Miracle can find it, would be pretty hard for Fnatic to take against this ultimately 6-slotted Terrorblade with a double damage, but that's gone. DJ will make sure that that's not going to be an issue.
The cool part is for Fnatic is that there are so many big single target abilities being used in a fight by Liquid, whether it's the Dagon, the Life Drain, the Sunder, that these Lotus Orbs and Lincolns can win them the fight.
Yes.
It's just going to require super good execution.
There's no doubt about that at all. And Lotus Orb for the Tide, still about just under 1,000 away. And the Eon Disc for the Ember Spirit, the money pretty much there. So Abed, he'll go pick that up, and we'll see how much of a difference this makes in the fight. As we talked about, so those instant goes on him with the Hexes and the Bloodthorns, he's going to have sort of that those seconds of vulnerability, which will give easily time for his team to react and respond, and buy a chance for Abed to turn the fight around.
I'm almost kind of wondering if they need like a I guess the next Roshan gives you the refresher shard, but I was thinking refresher for this Tidehunter because I think they need that big AoE long duration lockdown against this this Terrorblade, especially now that he has lower cooldown on Sunder.
The mid lane, sorry, top lane, MV getting going on, post the BKB. They have got the chains onto Miracle. Miracle popping the Metamorphosis for this one, but to man, Live Training Universe forcing him back. Miracle just pushing in onto the range tracks with the illusions mid lane as well. Mind control, he's found the catch. That's DJ down for 80 seconds. No buyback on the Tusk. Universe will make sure to keep control of that gem. But with one man down, Liquid will surely look to try and punish this lineup of Fnatic. Mind control just playing around with Universe in the middle lane, keeping him away from this top lane defense as the racks will fall. Liquid get the objective.
Metamorphosis running low. Liquid have no reason to stick around and try and fight Fnatic more, even though it is a 4 versus 5. After all, Roshan is up. And we just said, like, the refresher shard could be huge for Fnatic. Well, Liquid looking to deny that.
And this is Liquid getting the game back under their own pace. Look who's heading over, though. Fnatic are coming in. They're smoked up. Can they really do anything about this Rosh? He's falling Liquid. He's thinking about it. He's going to go for it, but doesn't quite get it. Liquid will get Roshan, and they will get the Aegis. All three of them there popping their BKB to make sure that they could finish it off. But they do manage to do so. The attempt from Abed, not quite there.
Well, you've now got level 20 on Pylai Die. That's pretty rare to say, but that means the very low Shadow Poison cooldown. So you can just pump it out to try and deal with these illusions. It's a pretty poor response, though, all things considered, dealing with Terrorblade response.
Mind control continues to get bigger and bigger. He has the Assault Cuirass picked up now as well, 45 minutes in and incredibly stacked. Nature's Prophet certainly making up for the shortcomings of his puck performance from Game 2, as this is Mind Control back on form. Top net worth as well on this Nature's Prophet, of course, in case you missed it. Even higher than Miracle's Terrorblade.
He got mad about that game too.
Absolutely, this is the sort of Nature's Prophet performance we come to expect from him. And he's giving it to us here this game, this very important game, as we've been saying, this deciding match between these two sides. Fnatic, though, they are sort of coming out of the base. There's now BKB picked up on GH as well, so GH won't have to worry too much about this this magic build, this Radiance Ember Spirit running at him in the midst of the fights.
So they gave the refresher shard to GH so he could get a double Earth Splitter in. Just get anyone in AoE knocked down to 25%, no problem.
If he can land it, that is, I mean, you die. You die if you're going a couple of those. And the best to clean out this push on the bottom lane. That next item for Miracle being closed in. He nearly has enough money for the Skadi. As we've been seeing as well, Abed going for the Shiva's guard next, but he's certainly going to get to the point where he's sort of running out of slots to hold all these items. Slots are certainly going to be an issue for Abed at this stage of the game.
Hey, and that's just the sad difference between an Ember Spirit and a Terrorblade, is you look at the quality of items between the two. Like, Ember Spirit is always going to have the weaker, just because he has to have those defensive items. Meanwhile, a Terrorblade, he could just stock up on all the greatest hits, all the big late game items. Skadi, MKB, BKB, Manta, Moon Shard eventually.
2.5 minutes still left on the Aegis for Miracle. See what Liquid can do with that timing. They're still poised quite aggressively on Fnatic's half of the map. Multiple waves being pushed in against them. They do get the sleep onto Abed, but Abed will be able to remnant himself out before any further lockdown comes in. Let's see how Fnatic can hold. Miracle just goes for the Hello Sunder. He does have that reduced cooldown now, of course, as well, with that level 25 talent, so he does not mind spending that one out. And a 5-second cooldown Sunder with that talent, as he's just sundering for the hell of it.
He just likes the noise.
It's a nice
He probably feels the vibration in the stadium.
Oh, yeah. I feel it at the crowd, but they feel it as well. Drop the bass, Miracle. There we go. He's going to release an absolute banger of a tune with this. And he goes, Miracle. Starts to push, Reflections out. Got the chains, Fortification comes through for Fnatic. Envy as well, popping the BKB. Just in an attempt to clean out these illusions.
And look at the way Liquid play this, right? They force something out of Fnatic, they don't keep committing. They say, oh, okay, something's been blown. Back it up.
Keep it going, Miracle. Oh. If this gets him killed, I will laugh. Matsuma Man pops the BKB. Decrepify onto the Razor. Again, these Sunders.
The contrary, got the Razor kill.
Yeah, Envy's dead. He's got to buy back for this. Envy's back in. They do have the Aeon disc on Arbet, buying him some time, but they've lost Universe. Universe as well, buying back immediately. DJ Decrepify will force himself back to safety. Fnatic, they're back in. Can they get kills out of this? Universe comes forward with the Ravage. They've found the lockdown onto Matsuma. Arbet trying to close the gap as well with the BKB. Matsuma Man turning, keeping himself alive with the live train, but it's cancelled by the Searing Chains. Matsuma Man will fall. Stomp gets out onto this Arbet. Ember Spirit holds him down. They've broken the Lingans. They bring him over the telekinesis up top. They did manage to kill off Miracle the once. Can they do it a second time? They've got the punch. Arbet's there as well. Going in with the Rem, the burst. Miracle down to half health, but there's the Sunder. It buys him a little bit of health against Universe, but he's still surrounded. He is going to have Sunder back up in a second. Can he get it off? There's a snowball coming his way. There's the Sunder. He's still alive for now. He's still running. They've got the sleep on 3. The turnaround's going to be there. This Tide in trouble. Universe, will he get out? He will. The uphill miss keeps Universe alive. DJ Sprouted pushes himself out with the shards. DJ will keep himself alive for now. Miracle going to go back in. There's the Sunder again. Gets it off on Envy. Envy pops the BKB, trying to run. He'll still live for now. Envy does manage to survive. They're jumping in. Arbet looking for mind control, but mind control with the BKB. The Hex, the Eon Disco. Arbet gets some time. The defensive disruption comes through from Byline. Miracle again with the Sunder. Keeps himself alive. Still fighting through the sword. The Rude's holding down for some time. Arbet pops the BKB with DJ. They're looking towards GH. GH trying for the stop with the blink forward. Arbet, he had his eyes set on bigger targets, but Miracle, he's out of there for now. Miracle is coming back in. Where's that Sunder, boys? Looking for that target, trying to get in. He's got the slow, closing onto DJ. DJ snowballs himself away, back towards the creep wave. Quick blink out. We'll keep the distance. There we go.
Just another one.
I don't think I've ever seen this many Sunders in such a short time frame.
Miracle's just treating the Fnatic heroes like his wet fountain. They just keep on going back to the fountain. They heal up. He's like, oh, thank you for healing up my Sunder damage. Let me just use it again. They need to be able to get a hard lockdown onto him. They need to be able to get this Bloodthorn out from the Razor, but he's sitting at 1,500 gold right now. It's just not coming anytime
I like how
soon.
the Sunder's messing up the healing done stat as well. This Terrorblade, the true support. But the disruption, oh, they've lost themselves. Pi though, Pi gets zapped. DJ jumps in with a Warrior's Punch onto Matumba Man. There'll be a buyback from the Shadow Demon. Envy looking towards Matumba Man, trying to chase him down. The BKB's out for Matumba. We'll keep the distance. Again, Miracle, the true team player, gets Matumba back up to full. They'll go for the smoke. They want to go for the reinitiate. They know there's no Universe jump in. There's the Sunder. Oh, the Sunder zap back. They find Envy. Envy down for 2 minutes. And now with Mind Control coming in on the back with that Hex, Fnatic lose 3. No heroes with buyback available. The stolen snowball in onto DJ. Kuro closes the gap for Matsuma Man to find that zap.
Give him a few more Sunders.
But these Sunders, they just don't stop. Arbet has the Eon Disc. He's surrounded, comes out with a sleight of fist. Where's that Sunder? Can he get it out the snowball? He's falling low, but Arbet just gets rid of him. There's the Sunder. Miracle just won't die. He'll take your hopes, take your dreams, and he'll take your HP as well. Miracle, it's over. GG is called. Team Liquid will secure themselves the lion's share of the Dota Pro Circuit points up for grabs here in this 3rd place decider. Smiles all around there. I don't think I've ever seen that many Sunders in a game.
Nor have I, Owen.
It's one of those talents that, when used correctly, it's pretty damn good, Cap.
Yeah, Fnatic's lineup, they were supposed to be able to hit that mid-game timing, that 20 to 30 minutes. They were supposed to be able to hit that hard. Unfortunately, a couple mistakes. Team Liquid really capitalizing on it as well, making sure that once an overextension from Fnatic was present, they absolutely dominated team fight. Couple of those, and Fnatic just start losing all control of the map. You've got a Furion split pushing. You've got a Miracle Terrorblade getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I have to say, Fnatic, they did do pretty well in some of these team fights. Abed, especially on that Ember Spirit, did some pretty tricky stuff. But at the end of the day, the matchup, just the draft from Liquid, it was going to be so hard to overcome past 35 minutes.
Absolutely, those sort of late game pushes impossible to deal with. And I think you can sort of bet that Fnatic, they've never had to deal with this sort of push coming out from a Terrorblade that every 5 seconds He's sundering you. He's sundering you. He's sundering his teammates. He's sundering anyone that he can get his mouse click on top of. Now, Miracle was relentless there with the live swapping, and it pays off. So Liquid, they had a bit of fun in game 2. It looked like they were going to be serious in game 3, and they were for the most part. But those last few minutes, that bit of fun, that bit of sort of Liquid charm certainly started to flare up again.
They made sure that they got the opportunity to return the favor of having to fight against a 30K gold advantage. This time around, 39K is what the game ends on with Team Liquid.
I think that overall, Fnatic, definitely as a team, we're seeing an improvement from this lineup. They are on the up and up to make it here to this top 4. Even though they don't get that 3rd place, I'm sure we can still expect to see great things from Fnatic going forward.
Just think of some of the strategical plays that come out from Fnatic that are sort of wholly theirs, sort of wholly unique. You have the Eternal Envy, like the 5-minute rotation that comes out from his Razor, where he invades the enemy safe lane with the Siege Wagon push. Like, that's something that I feel like Fnatic are the only ones really doing to that extent. Being able to like move Universe into this farming position oftentimes, thanks to Eternal Envy's space creation. The really rapid rotation that they had after they managed to take one pick off on one side lane and immediately TP to the other one and just wrap through and try and catch that Pugna. Really great example of some interesting plays from Fnatic, those kind of next level things.
Well, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Liquid take the series 2-1, a bit of an up and down series, and certainly being more specific in regards to the HPs of the heroes in that last game. 2-1, Liquid get themselves the larger portion of the Dota Pro Circuit points.
It is indeed all about the points when you come down to these 3rd, 4th place matches. You were just, GH, having a look around the stage. What did you just say to me?
I just said that I wish I could play the grand finals here. It would have been awesome.
It would have been awesome to have seen you in the grand finals, because we know there were points on offer, but it must be difficult to play a 3rd place matchup.
It's always hard to recover after a loss because you're morally kind of distraught. So it took us some kind of pressure to come here and play for 3rd place, but I mean, at the end of the day, we just play the game because we love it.
Love the game, love the points as well. And it might be weird asking this of the reigning TI champions, but you guys still haven't won a major yet. When is this going to happen? Talk me through how you're approaching these tournaments.
So I'm not going to jinx myself. I'm going to say hopefully someday. But I mean, we just want to win a major. That's how I feel, because one of our players already has won 2. So we're always like, you won major and TI, so I hope we win one someday.
And just off the back of you winning TI, which is such a massive tournament in the Dota world, how have you kept yourselves so attentive, so dedicated to playing Dota and competing?
A big part of the idea of saying, like I say, between the top 10 teams in the world is having good long breaks, because sometimes you just need to get to relax and just do the stuff you like and take a break from the game.
It's always good to have a break. It's been great watching you play. Who wins the grand final? Who's winning?
I'm not sure, but I feel like it's gonna be a hype matchup because I like both teams and I think they have some good ideas.
Come on, get off the fence. Who's winning?
The better team.
I tried. GH, thank you so much. It's been great watching Liquid play. They do come out 3rd here. We do have that grand final on the way. Now, during that last series, you heard the beautiful, hypnotic voice of Cap. He and a couple more of our guys working on the show. Let's know some more about it. Ladies and gentlemen, GH!
There was something about esports that I genuinely loved.
On every single tournament, the adrenaline and everything that comes along with it just gives you a rush.
You're all for that event. You don't think about anything else. It's like a mini holiday when you can just fully focus on the Dota happening.
Preparation for me is the most important part. What I do before the games is study, study, study. I go over a lot of replays. I identify the teams that I know the least about. What exactly makes this team good? What are some of their downfalls? And that in turn helps me create a storyline.
As a play-by-play caster, life's pretty easy. My homework is to know the game. So my homework is to play the game. And I may not be the best in the world. I think currently 4.7K, but I'm good enough that the community, fortunately, accepts me.
What's most important to me is to make people excited for the game that they watch, or the game that they're about to watch.
Every time I see each game as just an individual story that you know, we start a clean slate and we come to an exciting climax at the end of each individual one.
The biggest satisfaction is when I come through a cast and I feel good about a play or the bit of analysis that I know was solely mine. And I can look back on it, especially with my co-casting partner, and say, hey, we did the best job that we could possibly do.
I want to leave people with an impression like, wow, that was a really good Dota that I just watched, but also to make sure that the people at home feel that enthusiasm that I have. It's a dream job. You get to be yourself.
Getting to work with my friends, getting to travel the globe with my friends, getting to play games with my friends. I'm in a place where basically everyone that I work with is my friend.